There's one thing that's gotten significantly worse in Japan, in my opinion, over the past few years. Welcome back to the Rice Bowl channel. So, before I start the video, I just want to thank the community members of the channel. Thank you very much. Shout out to them. But, in my opinion, the one thing that's gotten, kind of bad in Japan recently is the convenience store. Now, I want to preface this by saying that compared to other countries that I've been to, Japan still has the best convenience stores, just miles above the rest that I've seen, especially, I've just, stayed in North America and all that, so it's I, I don't want to be that guy, but it's not much of a competition in my opinion. But with that being said, compared to when I was a kid, man, the convenience stores have went downhill. So the first thing is no more free Wi-Fi. So I remember a couple years back, all the convenience stores had free Wi-Fi, and for me back in the day, that was so good because I had an old channel where I do daily uploads, double uploads, long videos, and I was just filming every day, uploading every day. I was an active YouTube user, YouTube uploader, but I didn't have Wi-Fi at home. I was living with my grandma at the time, so I'd bike to the convenience store, walk to the convenience store, and basically use their Wi-Fi. Sit in the eat-in corner. They're removing those also, the little chairs and tables where you could eat inside. A lot of convenience stores are removing those, but I'd bring in my computer, do the Wi-Fi there, do the internet there, upload the videos there, but for some reason or another, I don't know, they're removing the free Wi-Fi out of all these convenience stores. But okay, that's not the end of the world because I could just get Wi-Fi at the supermarket now, so and the electronics store, so it's not the end of the world. Another thing that's kind of sad to see go is the stamp rallies. This is number two, stamp rallies. So for those who don't know what a stamp rally is, back in the day, it was usually for Pokemon and like video games if I remember correctly, but for me it was Pokemon. You go to different, let's say 7-Elevens, and you get an individual stamp, and if you got 4 stamps, if you got 8 stamps, they would give you a little prize. And when I was a kid, that was great. My mom and my dad would look for different 7-Elevens and bring me there, and you can't keep on going to the same 7-Eleven because each 7-Eleven has an individual stamp if I remember correctly, so you have to get 4 individual stamps, 8 individual stamps, and I think they used to give you like a bag or stickers, something like that. For me back in the day, like going on an adventure, and sometimes my dad would tell me, or my mom would tell me, like when we were on the train, like or riding the bus, and be like out of the window, yo, I think we just passed a 7-Eleven we've never been to, and I get all excited. And yeah, it's kind of sad that kids these days are not able to have that experience. Anyways, that's another unfortunate thing. Number three, Kujibiki. So for those who don't know, Kujibiki is basically those raffles you get to do. And back in the day at the convenience store, like I forget the price again because this was a long time ago, you used to get to pay, like after you paid like $7 or $5, something like that, they let you put your hand in a box to pull out a coupon, and then the coupon was usually a discount for a bottle of tea, a chocolate bar. It wouldn't be anything crazy. If I remember, it would be like a 30-cent discount, a 20-cent discount, buy one get one free, something like that. But no, it's kind of sad to see those go also. So that's a number three in my opinion. Sad to see it go. The Kujibiki, like convenience stores used to have all the bells and whistles like that. Like they give you, the free coupons. Well, not the free coupons, but you'd have to spend money and they give you coupons. And same with the stamp rallies for the kids. But now it's like you need to pay extra money, and then you could like pull your raffle ticket, and you might win a little anime prize, something like that. I don't get involved with any of that because it's a bit pricey for me. I think it's like $5, $6, $7, something like that. The biggest culprit for the convenience stores right now, the biggest thing everyone is complaining about online right now is number four, Arizoko. So I think supermarkets do it also, but a lot of the food comes in trays, right? And instead of doing a flat tray, they do a tray that's, indented up, put food on top of that. So the buyer is going to think, the consumer is going to think there's more food in the package than there actually is because the tray is pushing it up, and it's deceiving. It's an optical illusion, shrinkflation, call it what you want. And yeah, in Japan there's like insane shrinkflation right now. I mispronounced the word shrinkflation right now, folks, because you used to be able to buy, like for example, cookies. They'd fill up the bag, but now there's just a couple of cookies. Drinks are getting more expensive. Drinks are getting smaller. I think everything's getting smaller, or things are going up in price. It's very unfortunate. I talked about it in yesterday's video also. But anyways, Agezoko is number 4. Unfortunate, but I'm just complaining here. To be honest, I don't buy any bentos, or I don't really buy much food at the convenience store actually. The only things I buy are the chicken skewers, or the deep fried skewers, or the fried chickens, things like that. So I've never been a victim of the Agezoko trays that push the food up, but a lot of people complain about it online. And this leads me to my fifth point. It's gotten so expensive. Like, I remember back in the day, beside now where my dad used to live, he had an apartment in Japan, and there was a Lawson. And, it's a popular convenience store, probably the second largest or third largest. It's the top 3 convenience store in Japan. And we had the $1 version, the 100 yen version. And I used to go there and buy everything for $1. The bread, the drinks, the yogurt. It was great. It was a paradise for 12-year-old rice bowl. It used to be a 7-Eleven. It turned into a 100 yen Lawson. And story is, there's too much robberies happening. Like, people were stealing too many things from the 100 yen Lawson. It was attracting a certain type of crowd. So, bye 100 yen Lawson, they moved, and now I have to take the bike to go there. So unfortunately, I don't really go to that Lawson anymore. It's too far. But yeah, like I'm saying, convenience stores used to be so cheap, and now honestly I find it expensive. Like, a drink I could buy for 80 cents at the pharmacy, let's say, will be $1.20, $1.60 at the convenience store sometimes. So for me, that's a bit much. So I don't really use the convenience store all that much anymore. Where I used to live in Japan, we had a lot of convenience stores around us. So it was convenient. You'd walk to 3 minutes, 2 minutes, like that. And I'd use it as my refrigerator, basically. Every single meal I go to the convenience store. It was still relatively cheap, relatively close by. But now, unfortunately, it's no longer that convenient. The closest convenience store, I live with my grandma, right? The convenience store that's closest to my grandma's house is around 5 minutes, 6, 7 minutes even. Maybe 8, I'm not too sure. But for me, it's too far to walk. Like, if I want to just get a little ice cream bar, and it costs extra also now, I'm not going to walk there and back. It's going to take me 20 minutes. For me, it's not convenient. There and back, if it was 2 minutes, you'd see me every day. Good morning. I'd be on a first name basis with the worker. It's just be like, oh, can I have the usual, like that. But unfortunately, now I'd have to walk, or take my bike out. And unfortunately, I had 2 bikes in Japan, and they've both gotten stolen while I was gone. So I put them inside now the gates of my grandmother's house. So even that, it's like a whole process to take it out, this and that. So for me, it's just not convenient to go to the convenience store. And that's why, I don't really go anymore. So, conclusion. No more free Wi-Fi at a lot of places. The stamp rallies don't seem to be happening anymore from what I've seen. The free Kujibiki raffles don't seem to really be happening anymore. And Agezoko trays that push up the food. And it's gotten a little bit more expensive, I find. So that's why these are in my opinion, the convenience stores have gotten worse in Japan over the past couple of years, or few years actually. It happens gradually, I guess, for the people, so maybe people don't notice, but I'm not always in Japan, so when I go back, I'm always surprised to see, oh, it's gone down a bit, I'm not gonna lie, when you brought the free Wi-Fi the first time, I was like, whoa, this is convenient, but now a lot of places are removing it, and I'm sure when I go back next time, I'm going to be like, hey, what happened. But with that being said, I may have sounded very negative in this whole video about the convenience stores in Japan, but I'll say this: the food is still very tasty most of the time, and still very cheap compared to a lot of food in North America. Like, convenience stores in North America don't hold a candle to the convenience stores in Japan. Again, that's just my opinion. And yeah, if you're going to Japan for the first time, I don't want you to be like, oh, I can't go to a convenience store. Definitely something to experience, especially if you're in North America. I don't know the European situation, unfortunately. But with that being said, I just want to thank everyone for watching today's video. Yesterday's video also, thank you for the support. Have a nice day. See you in the next video, and goodbye.